One, only move when it benefits you. If it is to your advantage, make a forward move. If not, stay where you are. A kingdom that has once been destroyed can never come again into being, nor can the dead ever be brought back to life. Sun Tzu. Every movement comes with risk. Leaving your job for something else, investing your money in a new business, or even rolling out a new feature or service for your existing business, all of it invite the unknown into your life. Before making any move in life, write down the pros and cons. Don't do a quick mental checklist, actually write them down. If the scales aren't tipped overwhelmingly towards the pros, don't make a move. This is about discipline. Taking a chance on something because you find it interesting, not because you see the advantage it gives you, is an undisciplined move. As obstacles arise, and they inevitably will, your interest will fade. You will find it hard to maintain the discipline required to carry on, and you will ultimately fail. Imagine you have a secure job, steady income, enjoyable work, benefits for your family, and your friend launches a startup. He asks you to come work with him, and you get excited. Being spontaneous, you decide to jump ship and take him up on the offer, even though the pros and cons are about 50/50. 6 months in, your life is brutal. You're putting in 80-hour weeks just to keep the company afloat. Your equity is worth nothing because the company isn't growing, and your salary is lower than it was. You can't see a future here where you aren't miserable. At this point, you can either roll the dice again and quit, or you can suffer from no clear path to victory. Now imagine the pros heavily outweigh the cons. 6 months in, you're still putting in 80-hour weeks, but you have a vision you're dedicated to, and you're disciplined in your work. At the end of this, your life has the potential to be so much more, and that puts a fire in your belly. You know what victory looks like, and you're willing to overcome anything that might obstruct you in pursuit of it. 2. Enjoy overcoming discomfort. For thousands of years and across cultures, warriors were some of the most respected people in society. Since ancient times, soldiers and military members have been revered for their bravery, and warriors continue to be portrayed and praised in the modern media. This begs the question, why do humans have so much respect for them? The answer, it's because warriors don't shy away from difficulty. When trouble arises, it is the warriors that stay behind while others flee. They form the phalanx, assemble the shield wall, and run towards the gunfire. If you want to start thinking like a warrior, you must learn to enjoy overcoming discomfort and facing challenges. While this aspect of the warrior mindset is critical, developing it looks unique to different people. Not everyone faces the same challenges or struggles with the same things. Some people's obstacles are physical, while those of others are financial or mental. Whatever your conflict is, you must attack and overcome it. If you've been looking for a sign to start making drastic changes to improve your life, this is it. 3. Find your purpose. Before you can start viewing the world through the perspective of a warrior, you must look within yourself and figure out what inspires you. If you regularly keep up with these OA guides, you'll recognize finding your purpose as a subject we commonly discuss. Here's why: if you find your purpose and start living your life by core principles, you no longer need the approval of others to justify your behavior. While this type of self-sufficient, independent thinking is beneficial to all aspects of life, it becomes invaluable if you want to join the military, a profession that few people understand and can empathize with. Finding your purpose is the first step to building your warrior mindset. 4. Commit to your objective without shame. No successful military campaign begins with a vague objective. No general says we want to generally win more battles than we lose. You need a clear vision of victory to aim for. Most people actually understand that intuitively, but they feel uncomfortable committing themselves that intensely to their goals. They're afraid of what other people will say, of being labeled as the person who takes themselves too seriously. Imagine a Navy SEAL dialing back their intensity because someone said it was inappropriate. You need to do 2 things. 1. Accept that people who judge your ambition and focus cannot be key players in your life. 2. Block off periods of time when you are 100% focused on work. Do you think soldiers answer FaceTime calls during combat? When they're engaged, they're fully engaged. Nothing distracts them. You need that same level of mental commitment. I call this going underground. Everyone in my family and inner circle knows when I'm underground, I'm more or less unreachable. I do my best, most important work in this time period because I'm completely engaged in the fight. You might think you'd sacrifice your personal life living this way, but the opposite is actually true. Because I'm able to operate at such a high level when I'm underground, when I come up for air, I'm able to completely dedicate myself to my family. Friday family night, date night with my wife, soccer games with my kids, none of it gets interrupted by work because I know there's no way to be halfway in a firefight. 5. Take time to self-reflect. Make no mistake, periods of discomfort and hard work must be followed by periods of rest and reflection. The human body can only take so much, and I've seen this firsthand with Tier 1 special operators who went hard over 10 to 30 years and were deployed to combat 10 plus times. Unless you want to learn the hard lessons of fatigue and burnout, you need to find time for rest. Don't let today's social media influencers, who often lack experiential credibility, tell you that you have to go hard every day. High performance comes at a significant cost if left out of balance. While we need to push ourselves to our physical and mental limits to grow, we can't sustain that top-level performance without strategic breaks to rest, reflect, learn, and recalibrate. Taking a day or two off from the gym or merely sleeping in from time to time can provide an invaluable recharge for the body, mind, and spirit. Remember, it's better to maintain a consistent pace to victory, rather than burn out from a sprint. In addition to rest, everyone needs time for reflection. Another common thread among high-performing people I've worked with is that they're always writing, brutally critiquing themselves on their performance. The best special operations soldiers I knew had novels of their written reflections. They would acknowledge their strengths, but also focus on their weakness and identify the necessary steps to improve. It was their personal mechanism for growth in all areas of their lives. We are all WIPs, works in progress, until the day we die. No matter where you're at, there's always room for improvement. And the second you lose focus or think you've got everything figured out, you've placed yourself on a losing path. If you can master this way of thinking, you will instantly become more confident at overcoming obstacles, building relationships, and improving your life, both at work and in relationships.